Now, you know what they say, an early horse wins the race. Well, I'm not actually sure if they say that, but you get the idea. Wake up early. Either way, today is not just any day. Today is a special one. So, today is a very special day. It is Friday. Okay, I'm playing. It is Friday, but it's not just the fact that it's Friday. It's special because today is Self-Love Friday. And Self-Love Friday is not an actual official holiday, though I'm working on it. I'm trying to make it an official holiday because everybody should know about it. It's a day where I treat myself to something nice, when it comes to skincare, when it comes to other things as well. So I was thinking with this opportunity that I'm going to be talking about the things that I do to look and feel, the best way that I can personally. And maybe, just maybe, you can feel inspired and add something to your own routine. But yeah, the first thing that I want to say is that I personally believe that everybody can look good if you're willing to put in the work, because it honestly takes a good amount of work to take care of yourself sometimes. And I personally have been on this journey of self-love and just growth over the past 2 years, and that's where I learned to do all these things. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. But yeah, let's get straight to it. The first thing that I want to talk about here is skincare. So as I said, it's Self-Love Friday. On Self-Love Fridays, I like to shave and I like to do my skincare and I like do a few face masks and everything. But I'm gonna go over my normal day-to-day routine of my skincare. Now, me personally, I've been playing around a whole bunch of different products. And it's such a blessing to be able to even say that, because skincare is really expensive. The most important thing when it comes to your skin is drinking enough water and making sure you pay attention to what you eat, what you put in your body. The way I do my skincare routine normally, the way I structure it is a cleanser. That's the first thing I start with. Make sure I cleanse my face of any dirt that could be on my face from sleeping, from during the day, from sweating, all those stuff. And after the cleanser, I go ahead and I use an eye serum. Now, the eye serum is for eye bags. Now, me personally, I don't actually have eye bags right now, but I'm not going to lie, I have been going to sleep quite late lately. I don't know why, but yeah, if you do have eye bags, and that's what the eye serum is for, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get enough sleep, okay? Sleep is very important. It's honestly one of our superpowers as humans, but yeah. The next thing on my list would be the serum. Now, the serum, there's so many different serums, and I've tried a few. A lot of that I've tried were from Beauty of Joseon, which is this Korean brand. I should also mention that I get my skincare products from Beauty Bay, which is like this website where they have everything, and I think it's mainly for girls. But you know what I mean? Like, if they got it, they got it. But yeah, the serum is there to hydrate, lock in hydration for the next thing that I'm all about to put on my face, which is the moisturizer. Now, the moisturizer is very important because having a hydrated skin makes it look healthier, right? So hydrating your skin is very important. And then the last step, which I tell everybody, like if I meet anybody that doesn't do skincare, this is the one thing that I tell them, at least to apply sunscreen to your face, because the sun, the UV rays from the sun damage your skin, and the older you get, the more that's going to be relevant and the more you're going to be able to see the damage being done to your skin. A lot of times for us humans, whenever we do something that is bad for us, but we don't see immediate consequences, we don't really care, just like smoking or anything like that. But yeah, so that's kind of like the 5-step skincare routine that I have going on. You could really cut this down to like only 3 stuff if you really want to. Only cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. The other 2 steps, the eye serum and the serum, are not necessary, but I have them. Now, what I also do on Fridays is I do some face masks. I have this ground rice honey face mask from Beauty of Joseon once again. That is really, really nice. Now I'm going to go to grooming. Now, this whole part here, if you're a girl, skip this part, okay? You don't need to listen to this part, you don't need to watch this part. Now, for the guys though, I'm gonna keep it kind of short still. When it comes to grooming, it's really about hairstyle and getting a hairstyle that suits you, that looks good on you. For me personally, right now I'm rocking a mullet. Yeah, that's what I'm rocking. That's what I'm rocking right now, because me personally, and this is like the one advice I gotta give to all my guys out there, I love trying new hairstyles out. I love trying a whole bunch of different things, and I've tried, like, over the past 2 years of this, self-growth, self-love journey, I wanted to show myself that I can pull more things off and that I could if I wanted to. And honestly, it's just a thing of mindset, because right now you might think to yourself, no, because most haircuts don't look good on me, but they can look good on you. It's just about finding out what looks good on you and what kind of hairstyles. Now, what I recommend is just honestly just look around you, look online. There's so many people with so many cool haircuts. There's so many cool haircuts out there. just try things. You know, if you're young, especially, you're at that age where you can try a whole bunch of stuff. Like, as long as you have your hair. My dad is bald, so I am in danger of going bald as well. I don't know when. I pray that it's going to be at some point in like 70 years. It's also very, very important for all the guys out there. Just make sure you line up your eyebrows. Like, you actually line them up. Then my hair is falling out of my head. I might be going bald sooner than I expected. For the beard, if you have like a full-on beard, I can't really give you too much advice on that because I don't. But just make sure you clean it, you know, make sure you keep it clean. Hygiene is so important when it comes to beard, you know, make sure if you have your cleanser to really get that in there and really cleanse that. There's also beard oils you can get to make sure it smells nice and everything. For me, myself, for this little beard that I have going on, I just have a razor that I line myself up with. And I have a machine that I just, you know, make sure to trim it down so it doesn't get too long and, you know, all over the place. Last part would be shaving. I just have like a quick advice here for anybody who, you know, when it comes to shaving. But this is something that's kind of like a big thing for me. My skin, especially on my neck, it's very sensitive. So what I kind of do, which seems to work out pretty well, is I use a cleanser. I use a cleanser before I start shaving. Great. So that's that part being done. Now the next thing I want to talk about that I do personally is working out, staying in motion. I personally believe that the body is a temple, you know, and this temple that you have been given, you're supposed to take care of it. And the way you take care of it really reflects in everything you do when it comes to, you know, physically, but also mentally, like the way you feel, it really reflects in that way. When we talk about taking care of your body, of your temple, two big things come to mind, and that would be, well, being in motion, so moving, working out, and nutrition, you know, the way what you eat and what you put into your body. Now I'm going to talk about both of them real quick, just what I do personally. First of all, when it comes to working out, I've been working out for 5 years now. 5 years of working out, and all of it from home. I have only been to the gym once. Now I started working out because of Chris Heria, so gotta give props to Chris Heria because and I still follow his workouts. I think he's just really amazing. I really like him, but he has helped me have a body that I'm pretty comfortable with and happy with. Generally speaking, I've been combining calisthenics, so that's when you train using your own body weight, and weights. So I have like some dumbbells at home that I use. I have a weight vest that I invested in, which is such a good investment, by the way. Honestly, when it comes to calisthenics, I really haven't progressed that much in this 5 years, but this year I told myself that I'd take it more serious. So at the start of the year, I told myself that I'd try to learn the handstand and the handstand push-up, all in this year, presumably maybe even in the first 6 months of the year. And like 3 months in, I had the handstand done, and then a little later I actually managed to get the handstand push-up as well, and it was a challenge. But yeah, like there's so many things you can do when it comes to working out and your body. You could go for runs. Running is great. It's great for your body, you know, cardio. And walking is also great. If there's one thing that you want to implement that's not that difficult, it's walking. Walking is amazing. So the second part would be nutrition. When it comes to nutrition, the only thing that I really do personally is cooking and taking cooking more seriously. I never ever cooked in my life, like actual cooking. Only at school once, like prior to this year. And then this year I started cooking and making dishes, and honestly I've gotten pretty decent at it. I'm not going to lie. I love making Italian food, Asian food. It tastes amazing when you do it yourself. I mean, I'm biased, definitely biased, but it tastes amazing. Please go away from all that fast food and all those foods. I haven't eaten fast food in a long time because it's so bad for your skin, for the way you feel, for your whole body. Do not recommend it. So that's one thing that I don't do. I don't eat fast food. I cook for myself, not all the time, but when I get to, and I enjoy it with some music as well. You don't want to see me dancing in the kitchen because that's where I go crazy. Another two things I actually try to pay attention to is, number one, eating enough proteins. I don't really count calories. I try to be aware of not eating too much, but I don't really count calories. I do try to pay attention to how much proteins I get in every single day. So taking into consideration that I am 69 kilograms, I have to eat around 140 grams of protein a day, which is a lot if you don't actually have a plan or you don't actually pay attention to it. So, you know, see how much you have to get in every single day and really try to focus on that, because when you work out, your body needs that protein. I also try to cut out sugar. So that's like the big two things that I do. When it comes to looking my best, those like play a massive role, clearly. Taking care of myself and making sure I'm groomed and making sure that my skin looks good and making sure that my nutrition is on point. But feeling your best really comes down to the mentality that you have and your mindset. I've been reading a decent amount for like the past year now, and reading has been really great, has really been so helpful for me when it comes to speaking and being a bit more articulated. I love to read something that gives me more information on things. I read a book about the immune system, super interesting. But when it comes to mindset, these are the things that I want to share with you guys, right? So everything that I talked about so far in this is, skincare, working out, nutrition. Those are things that require discipline and consistency. And I read this thing in a book once that said, like the 1% rule. Basically, try to do one thing that's good for you every single day. One thing that propels you, that gets you closer to your dream, all right, to your vision, to what you want to achieve, to your goal. And if you do that one thing every single day consistently, you're basically getting better 1% every single day. And one day at a time, it starts to compound. Let's just say I started reading. Now, if you start reading, you pick up reading today, and you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to read every single day, five pages a day, and that's it. Then in a week from now, that 1% that you get every day is now at 7%. And if you keep that going for a whole year, that's 365% more of knowledge. In a year, you'll know a lot more. In a year, your vocabulary will be better, your articulation will be better, you'll know so much more about all the topics that you read. The same way, if I make content for a whole year, like every single day, I will get a lot better at what I'm doing. The next thing I want to mention real quick and talk about is, this is really important for me, being grateful. Being grateful is something I try to practice every single day, in the morning, in the afternoon, mainly when I pray and I spend time with the Lord. But generally speaking, it is such a blessing to have like all of this, like my whole house, a roof over my head, have a family that I can go back to, not even have to worry about like what I'm going to eat later on today. Reminding yourself of those small blessings, even the fact that you woke up today and that you had breath in your lungs, can really help you stay grounded and humble. And I believe that being humble is such an important thing in life, because being proudful and walking around as if you're like better than other people, even though you might think, oh, that's confidence. No, confidence can come from many different factors, and walking around being prideful and thinking you're the best, that confidence is cockiness. That's not confidence. The next two main points I want to talk about before ending this is cutting out the negative self-talk. I always try to remind myself of this and try to be a bit more aware of it. And honestly, it's difficult. I think everybody challenges with this, and the more you work on it, the better. But it is a difficult thing to cut out the negative talk, because it happens every single day, most moments, really. And sometimes it's even hard to notice it, because the lies that your brain tells you in those moments, those thoughts, they really feel real. But you do have to understand that your thoughts, they do not define you. They're not you. They just come and go. But whenever you do anything, if you struggle with something or if you had a rough day, don't let any of that influence the way you feel about yourself. Don't let those thoughts that say I'm not good enough, or I'm awkward, or I cannot speak properly to these people, or this and that, influence you, affect you, because that's literally like the one thing that holds us back so much. And that's what I've tried to work on so hard for like the past 2 years. It's so important to replace them with positivity. The last thing I want to say that I think is the biggest boost for me, like if you have any dream or like thing you want to be successful in, I feel like this is an amazing mindset to adapt, but try to view any problem that may arise along the way to your goal, to your vision, as an opportunity, as a challenge, an opportunity to grow, right? When you see things as a challenge, that kind of gives you a lead way for it to also have a solution and actually be doable. Sometimes we see things as problems and maybe even impossible when they arise, and that is a very bad way to look at things. But try to see things as challenges and as an opportunity to grow. Whenever I had, like a few months ago, I had this mindset that whenever I had to do anything that was scary, that was out of my comfort zone, I viewed it as something that could grow me. Even though it's outside of my comfort zone, that means that I have to step out there, and being out there is going to grow me. So that's how I was viewing things, and that helped me develop so much and gave me like a crazy confidence. That's kind of all I have for what I do to look and feel the best that I can. Thank you so much for coming this far into the video and watching this whole thing. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, please leave a like. It means the world to me. Leave a comment, let me know if there's anything weird in my routine, or if there's anything that you think is good and you apply for yourself. Any sort of interaction, I love talking and interacting with you guys, and I'm really grateful for being able to do all of this right here. This is really a blessing for me. Y'all stay blessed, and all love.